So we welcome you all for this special session today. As you are aware, it is a doctor who is going to give the session. I would like to ask my daughter to welcome Radhika, to welcome Prabhuji, because she's a very big fan of Prabhuji. So she will first explain what it is.
Hare Krishna, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. The first drama as a child I had seen was Life and Pastimes of Srila Haridas Thakur. And the character portrayed by you was so lively, Prabhuji, that every time I hear about Haridas Thakur, I remember this drama and your character, which you portrayed beautifully.
Thank you.
Drama being my passion, we had the chance to travel to Mumbai in 2019 for the drama festival. We were there for both the days, and I had the chance to watch The Mountain of Love, the drama, where you acted as Indra, and it was directed and played so beautifully. Few of the dramas I have seen in which Prabhuji has acted is Salted Bread, My Sweet Lord, Dharma Rakshak, Sri Ramanujacharya, Black Lotus, and many more. We welcome you to Bhagavata Purana Konkani platform, and it is an honor to introduce you, Prabhuji, and welcome you to this platform. Hare Krishna. I would now request His Grace Madhavcharan Prabhu to continue. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Thank you. What is the name? What is the name?
Radhika, Prabhuji.
Radhika. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Dwarkadish Prabhuji. Jai Ho.
Hare Krishna, Madhacharan Prabhu.
Dandat Pranam to all and welcome to all to today's Bhagavata Purana Konkani group. Today our special speaker, we already introduced His Grace Dwarkadish Prabhuji. I am so fortunate to get the chance to introduce my counselor, His Grace Dwarkadish Prabhuji. By the mercy of Muralidhar Charan Prabhu, I get chance today. So everyone knows Dwarkadish Prabhuji. He is famous in many things, especially drama, as Mataji mentioned today. And already it's a little late. I will speak only 2 minutes about Dwarkadish Prabhuji. And he is famous in acting drama, not only acting drama, he is also preaching and giving seminars and different trainings, and especially he is a very Yatra I seen playing his Janj. He was very he was absorbed in that kirtan, and he is anybody sees him, we can feel he is not in this loka, he is in different loka at that time. So I will speak about 2 minutes about him. His Grace Dwarkadish Prabhu is postgraduate in MD in internal medicine and senior physician at Bhaktivedanta Hospital, Mira Road. He is also co-founder, trustee, and head of Department of Medicine. His special spiritual quest brought him to ISKCON in 1982. That means 4 decades, 40 years ago, and was fully satisfied by reading Srila Prabhupada's book and got initiated in 1986. Vishakha Priya Mataji was introduced to Bhakti in 1985 when she was in the 9th grade and took initiation in same batch in 1986. That means she was that time in 15-year age, maybe. Of course, that time they did not know each other, but senior well-wishing Vaishnavas catalyzed their relationship and they got married in 1990. They were the first couple to get married in the Radha Gopinath temple, and the Yajna ceremony was performed by their and our Guru Maharaj, His Grace, His Holiness Radhanath Swami. They have serving as a counselor since over 3 decades, 30 years, and offering weekly DT worships since the installation of Sri Sri Radha Gopinath DT. Also giving Srimad Bhagavatam class in temple once in a week. That we can see here consistency of the family Vishaka Mataji and Dwarkadish service here. They are part of the Grahastha Vision Committee at Radha Gopinath Temple, guiding hundreds of devotees through lectures and seminars on leadership, Vaishnava lifestyles, marital training, and post-marital counseling, thus helping couples to lead the harmonious Krishna conscious family life. With the intent to share what they have learned and gathered over the years, they have been traveling in India to Kolkata, Hyderabad, Pune, Bangalore, Kolhapur, Nasik, etc. So regularly, and overseas to Mauritius, Malaysia, and USA. One of their favorite service is acting and directing professional dramas. At main director is Vishaka Mataji, we know. At annual drama festival, our temple's annual drama festival. As I already told, all may watch this soul-touching, beautiful dramas in YouTube and Radha Gopinath Media. Vishaka Priya Mataji has been a successful IYS girls trainer through her annual seminar summer camp since last 20 years. Basically, they love being with Vaishnavas and having 6 loving exchanges with them, as Rupa Goswami mentioned in Nectar of Instruction. And also she is running this Bhakta Prahlada school, which is famous in Mira Road and other parts of the suburbs. Hare Krishna. Now I will request Dwarkadish, please enlighten us by Damodar LILA for this session. Hare Krishna. Over to you, Prabhu.
It was a rather long and over generous introduction, but I thank you for your kind words and feel encouraged that we can do a little more in the service of Srila Prabhupada in his beautiful mission of ISKCON. Thank you, Madhacharan Prabhu. Thank you, Radhika Devi, for your appreciative words. So as we do, we will begin with our prayers, of course, and then we will start our discussion today on Damodar. Om Jnana Timirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yuta Padakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Advaitam Savadhutam Parijana Shahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Pada Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Is my voice audible to all the devotees? Are you able to hear me?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah, okay. Thank you. So My gratitude and my love and warm regards to my dear friend and godbrother, His Grace Radhakunda Prabhu, for so happily and warmly welcoming me to this very special Samaj. Honestly, I did not know that such a nice Samaj exists. Just few days back, I got to know that there is a there is also a very wonderful Marwadi Vaishnava Samaj, which is being cultivated by Gaurang Priya Prabhu, and they had some very nice programs for the last 3 years, 4, 5 years. So I think that our brahmacharis are perfectly utilizing their biological birth, their communities to cater to, birds of feather flock together. That is very nicely happening. So thank you, Radhakunda Prabhu, for your enthusiastic integration on a worldwide basis of this Samaj and bringing them to one very focal, nice point. We all, dear friends, have a focal point, even though we are diverse in nature, the way we are born, the way we are raised up, the way we, our likes and dislikes may be different. So there is a lot of diversity among all of us. And yet the beauty of the whole thing is Srila Prabhupada has given us a focal point where we all feel that we are also not just different, but we are also all one. This is not Mayavad. We are all one means that we have a common goal. We have a common love. What is our love? We are investing our love in the things of this world. And we know that no matter how much we love the things of this world, it is going to be taken away one day. Sochati na kanksha. If we don't get what we love, we will be sad. If we have what we love and it is taken away, we will be sad. So in either case, whether you don't have or you have and you lose it, the equation is the same. We will be sad, we will be unhappy, we will be miserable, right? But there is something which we will never lose. If we have Krishna, can we lose Krishna? No, we can never lose Krishna. Nobody can lose Krishna once he has Krishna, right? So we want to invest our mati, our rati, and the gati of our life in pursuing, achieving Krishna consciousness. And this particular month of Kartik is empowered to do that. Each and every month has its own wonderful speciality. But devotees get extra excited during Kartik month. You cannot believe how many people are right there right now in Vrindavan. Millions of devotees from all over the world. One of my friends today told me that I'm going for Bhishma Panchak, the end of Kartik, to Vrindavan. And so like that, Vrindavan is a place where Srila Prabhupada brought the whole world to Vrindavan. We say that Srila Prabhupada left Vrindavan in 1965. 13th August, he left Idharpur dockyard in Kolkata. But did Srila Prabhupada really leave Vrindavan? Did he leave Radha Damodar temple, Jiva Goswami? The answer is no. He carried Vrindavan in his holy heart. His heart was the vessel of love. It's like Jaladuta carried Prabhupada across the ocean. Prabhupada carried Krishna within his heart. And that Krishna prema, that Braja Bhakti, love of Braja, love for Brajendra Nandana, is what Srila Prabhupada actually took along with him. And wheresoever he went, like the Bhagirath kept on traveling in front, Mother Ganga kept on traveling behind him, sanctifying wherever she is going, and thus purified all the lands with her holy waters. Similarly, this great personality, Srila Prabhupada, who we call as, Usvita called as Tirtha Pada, Swanthas Tenagadabrataha. He created holy places all over the world and invited the whole world to come to Vrindavan, right? And therefore, Vrindavan is not just a small sleepy town which Radhanath Maharaj visited in 1971-72. There were just some cows grazing here and there, a few trees, and a soul bullock cart walking down the road, and dusty roads, and a few hutmen and houses here and there in the horizon. And it is not anymore one of those sparsely populated areas of Braj 1970, 50 years ago, but it's a bustling, huge town with thousands of Vaishnavas offering their hearts in love to Krishna. This particular month is called as Damodar. There is Madhav month, there is Vamana month, there is Damodar month, right? All the 12 months are there. So Dam, as we know, means rope, and Udara means abdomen, right? So we were standing, I was standing with some of my doctor friends in the hospital yesterday in front of our temple, which is there in the hospital, and we were seeing, one of my friends was a urologist, one of my friends was a chest physician, and now another colleague was my fellow physician, and we three were talking, 4 of us were talking together. We were standing just outside the temple glass door, and we were seeing our nurses coming in, the patients coming in, different people coming in, and they're all offering. There's a patra kept there, and a ghee lamp there, and a Visarjan patra, and everyone, the nurses, the doctors, patients were all coming and offering this nice lamp to Jagannath Swami, and to Gaurnitai, and to this beautiful, nice picture of Yashoda Krishna, Damodar. And we were discussing how, what makes this Leela so special? Why is it so glorified in the pages of Hari Bhakti Vilas by Sripad Sanatana Goswami? Why do devotees get so, as you say, the word hyper, in the spiritual life, hyper, they become really excited in the month of Kartik. The emotions start surging in, right? And everyone becomes so much surcharged. And all his contemplations are just vibrating with so much of ecstatic emotions during this month as Bhavik devotees come to offer not just the lamps, but their very hearts to Krishna. The Leela begins actually in the month of Diwali. Mother Yashoda, she has got up very early, much earlier than usual. Why? Because today is a special day, and today she's going to make some very special milk sweets for her dear Krishna, dear Kana. She has a lot of maid servants who can help. She's the queen of Braja, Brajeshwari. Today she's not going to take any help from them. She's going to do it herself. Why? Because the milk which she is actually churning, and the milk which she is boiling especially, that milk is not just the regular milk of the cows, which she has 900,000 of them, but the milk of 108 cows was fed to 10 special cows. And those 10 special cows, or Padmaganda cows, their milk, because they are fed with very special flavored grasses, just like rice has with different flavors, right? Mangoes is a mango, but there are different flavors of mango. Ratnagiri Hapus is different, Savantavadika is different, right? Totapuri is different, right? So there are grasses which have different tastes. And these very special grasses were fed to these Padmaganda cows. Having eaten them with great relish, these now special 10 cows are given this particular milk, like the essence of all the milk of all the cows. And this special Padmaganda cow milk was being put by Mother Yashoda for boiling on that particular day morning. And of course, she is also churning. And Krishna indicates, comes there, and he just holds the rod. And he indicates that actually, I want to have milk from you. And she is, of course, most happy, and Mother Yashoda is feeding milk to her dear Kana. How beautiful is this particular sight? When a mother feeds her baby, when a mother cow feeds a calf, right? It is one of the most beautiful things. Recently, I had a chance to go to Manipur. The beautiful temple of Radha Govinda Dev is there, which was excavated by Maharaj Bhagya Chandra, a large, beautiful white marble temple. And some of you may have a chance, please go there, Manipur. And in front of this huge temple, it's an immaculately pure white marble diorama of mother cow with her beautiful calf suckling her milk. And that is such a beautiful scene because that is a scene of unalloyed love of a mother for her child. And what is the nature of Mother Yashoda's love? She is millions and billions of mothers' love put in one, right? You know the nature of the love of one mother whom we all have grown from. And how special is that? What is the love of millions of mothers? She is Jagat Janani. She's the mother of the entire universe. And when Jagat Janani is feeding the soul of this world, that is Krishna, how much love is flowing through that milk? It is not the milk which is important for Krishna. It is the love which is flowing through the milk. Krishna is Bhava, Rahi, Janardhan. And that milk is flowing, and then the milk which is there on the stove is thinking, this milk of Mother Yashoda is an endless flow. It is like the Mother Ganga. It doesn't stop. And therefore, I am here. What am I doing over here? I will never get a chance to feed Krishna because he's getting satisfied with Mother Yashoda. These things are, nicely described by the acharyas because that brings us to the light that, and we are talking about not mundane milk by Amul or all of these, Govardhan milk, this and that, whatever they call it, Gokul milk comes in packets. We don't know what is there inside. There is milk or something else. We don't even know what is there inside. This is conscious milk. Everything, Ananda Chinmaya Rasa, right? Everything in Sri Vrindavan Dham, which we see with the naked eye, which may look like inanimate, but actually is fully Chinmay. It is Chintamani Dham, where everything, the trees, the birds, the milk, the fire, everything is a living entity, all unanimously serving the love with love, the darling of their heart, Krishna. And therefore the milk is thinking, I am now no point living in this world. Now your mother is going to feed Krishna endlessly. So the milk boils over. Why the milk boils over? It is the acharyas say it is communicating suicide. I jumped over. Again, if one person is frustrated, jump from 15th floor, and unfortunately ends his life by jumping down. So milk is committing suicide by jumping out of the boiling pot. And Mother Yashoda is, she sees it. Oh God, this cannot happen. This is such a special milk. I got so absorbed. The milk is getting, and she leaves Krishna behind, put him on the floor, and attends to the stove and the milk which is overflowing now. What happens to Krishna? This makes him very upset. Krishna has a very special thing where he shows this transcendental anger to Mother Yashoda. You left me, you neglected me. Did Mother Yashoda actually neglect Krishna? No. Attending to something which was also necessary in the service of Sri Krishna. So she was not neglecting. Mother Yashoda can never neglect. A pure devotee can never neglect Krishna. We neglect Krishna because we are stupid. But the pure devotee will never neglect Krishna. And then Krishna says, you neglected me. Very angry. So then Krishna runs away from there, goes to the neighboring room. And because he's angry, how does he show his anger? Krishna is famous as a child for his temper tantrums. So we have our children, right? And we've seen our children. You come to the pediatric ward, you come to the homes of devotees, you see our children, they make just they will make their legs, beat their legs, and beat the floor, and they will beat their chest, and there are all sorts of things, to get their desires fulfilled. Where did all this come from? Where does the tantrums of our children come from? It also comes from Krishna. Janamadi asya yataha. Everything, even the tantrums of this world of the children, comes from the original beautiful child, Sri Krishna, our beloved Lord. And then he takes a stone and he hits, that pot which he was attending to, one which he was churning, right? And the pot, of course, breaks, and it started now flowing out. All the milk is flowing out, everything is flowing out, and then Krishna is running. And moment this Yashoda hears that, she is alarmed, right? Krishna runs to another place, neighboring room, and goes. Now that time mischief is already done, so that's finished. The job is over, right? Now he is still hungry, right? Because half fed. He didn't have his full quota of milk, so he's still half fed. So now he's going to do a little more mischief, and he had some more of his, hunger satisfied. So he sees a wooden grinding mortar. We call it ukhal, right? They call it grinding mortar in English. Ukhal. Call it ukhal LILA also many times. So he climbs on that because up there is a pot. There's a very special relation between butter and Krishna. Very special. Therefore, it's called as Nava Nita Chor. Nava Nita Chor. In the Chorashtakam, it is described how Krishna is Ashtakam called Chorashtakam. He is famous for stealing butter. Right? Why does Krishna have such attraction for butter? Right? Because he likes people who have their hearts softened. The thing which makes our heart hard, something we say the word hard-hearted. What is hard-heartedness? Hard-heartedness means we can see hard-heartedness, for example, example of Mother Kaikai. Just before the episode of Mantra's connection with her, she was soft-hearted, loving, kind, mother. The moment Mantra intervenes into her life and poisons her with envy, again she becomes totally hard-hearted. The tears of Dashrath and his begging and pleading is not have any effect. Right? And practically she becomes the cause of the death of her dear husband. Nothing will appeal to her, nothing will make sense to her. Why? Because she's become hard-hearted. So envy of this world makes us hard-hearted. But there's nothing more soft in this world than freshly churned butter. You just insert a finger into it. It's not Amul butter again. It comes in slabs, hard. Hit somebody with the head, crack his skull practically. We got freshly churned butter. We don't do that anymore in our houses. We buy ready-made, so we don't know. But everyone knows that fresh churned butter, you can just put a finger, is the softest possible thing. He likes devotees who have such soft hearts. So he climbs on the mortar, and then in Ram Lila, many of his monkey friends have helped him. And so Krishna is always so obligated to his friends. In this Lila, as monkeys also, he wants to feed them because they had worked hard for him. They had practically given their lives to him. So Krishna, being the supremely grateful personality that he is, very noble personality. Nobility means you are always grateful for somebody who is done good. That's called as nobility. So Krishna wants to feed his monkey friends now. So they climb on this ukhala and break the pot, and the butter starts oozing downwards, right? And he starts eating with both his hands and starts feeding the monkeys, right? And now the Yashoda has understood that something really is happening. A lot of noises here. And where is the Krishna gone, right? And she very softly chasing, because now he has left a trail behind. Because the soft Krishna's feet have a trail behind because they have walked through the butter prints are there in the house. So she traces that, This is the room where Krishna had a great time with the monkeys. And then when Mother Yashoda comes from behind, and Krishna is this side, and she comes from that side, from behind. The monkeys are standing in front of Krishna, and they see Yashoda Masuda first because she's coming from there, right? And they start, and they start running here and there, and Krishna just sees, and now he knows he has to run from Mother Yashoda. So he starts running. He starts running. He doesn't want to get caught because he knows that she is now angry with him because he has broken the pot, creating a lot of mischief, a lot of damage, a lot of masti. And therefore he knows that now he is going to have a tough time with Mother Yashoda. He starts running. Even when Kala Yavan was chasing Krishna, Krishna was running. And Kala Yavan from Afghanistan, a powerful, huge-bodied, mystic warrior, Kshatriya, Muslim Kshatriya warrior, Yavan. And he was running behind Krishna because Krishna suddenly, during this war, which is about to start, Krishna is there, Balramji is there. They want to protect the Mathuravasis and suddenly take up any weapons. He just starts walking. He starts walking. And it's very unusual for a Kshatriya to do that. He just starts walking. And Kala says, yeah, you rascal, nonsense, coward, stands behind him. And he's a mystic person. He can run very fast. He can sprint like nobody's business, right? Like how you're tall, because tall Africans, when they run at top speed, they can practically run half the speed of a cheetah, right? It's even more speed than that. This is a small boy. He's only 10 years and 4 months. He just left Vrindavan to go to Mathura. He's a small boy. He's just walking. Not running, he's just walking. And he's running at top speed. Kalayavan running at top speed. But he tries to catch Krishna. There's always this distance. He doesn't understand why. He's running at top speed. This person is walking effortlessly, nonchalantly. He cannot catch Krishna. Nobody can catch Krishna. Panthastu koti shatavatsara sampragamyo vayo rathapi manaso munipungavana sopyastiyat samana simnya uchintya tatve govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. Even if I were to chase Krishna with the speed of the mind, Vayo rathapi manaso muni pungavana. Manaso. The munis try to chase Krishna through the Jnana Yoga process, the speed of the mind. You know what is the speed of the mind? Infinite speed practically, right? And still you cannot even reach the effulgence of the toenails of Krishna. That's how Krishna is completely and utterly inaccessible to anybody in this world. Naham prakasha sarvasya modoyam nabi janati. He's not revealed himself to anybody else. The Jnanis, no. The Karmis, no. The Ashtanga Yogis, big no. Right? To the sinful people, absolutely no. There is no question of accessing Krishna. This is totally an accessible personality. Right? He's not a cheap personality. He's not just some just nobody person. They just get into him. No. Krishna is so special. To access Krishna, one has to accept proper process, proper approach. Yeah, Mama Bija. Now, Dveshwastimi Name Priyaha. Unless the heart is free from envy, Dvesha, you cannot approach Krishna. Krishna can be approached only through pure devotion. Pure devotion. And who has the prerogative of pure devotion? Who is the result of pure devotion? Mother Yashoda. She is the abode. She is the very abode of love. Abode of love. Unlimited, oceanic love of son Krishna. And now she is doing the same thing that Kalayavan was doing. Will do. This is the first child. That will happen later on. In Mathura Lila. And she is chasing Krishna, right? And Krishna is Budantam Mohur Netra Yugman Mrijantam Karamboja Yugamena Shatanka Netram Mohu Swasa Kampa Trireka Kakhanta Stita Grevam Damoda. Krishna started now in fear. Krishna started crying. He's fearful that now he's going to get a big spanking. In anticipatory fear of getting spanked by Mother Yashoda, was carrying the stick in her hand now. That stick is, my God, cannot imagine how. Is Krishna pretending to be fearful? Is he just putting up a show? Like Radhika said, we do dramas, right? You see, is Krishna doing some dramas over here? Of, is he acting to be fearful? Or is he really fearful? This is all called as Lila. Krishna actually is fearful of the Yashoda. This is performed by the involvement of Yogamaya, the Lord's internal potency, right? So Atamayaya, so Krishna is actually transcendentally fearful. And that stick was so fearful to Krishna. It is more powerful than a sword. It's like somebody having a sword and trying to kill and murder you. So Krishna is so scared of that stick, and that he's crying. Utantam mohor netra jantam. And सिसकने की आवाज आ रही है, सिसक रहे हैं, भगवान सिसक रहे हैं. And Mother is saying that, oh, my child is overly scared of me today. So scared. And as she is running, because she's running in top speed, and Mother is not a light-weighted, thin person. She's a heavy-weighted person, right? She has broad hips, right? She's well built. She's Brijbasi. Healthy Brijbasi, the queen of Vrindavan. So she's running with her heavy body. And she's running at top speed. And the flowers from her head start falling down. She decorated beautiful flowers. Yashoda is extremely beautiful personality. She is in fact the abode of not just love, but she's one of the most beautiful gopis of Braj. And she's adorned with beautiful flowers from her own garden. The flowers start falling from her head. Now the flowers are thinking, what are we doing sitting on Yashoda Maiya's head? We are very audacious to sit on her head. We should be worshipping her feet. She's so glorious, right? You have to bind Krishna now. Nobody is about to bind Krishna. We should be touching her feet. Come on, let's fall down. They all fall down on her feet, right? Worshipping this very, very special person, Mother Yashoda. Her feet are so special. That's why Mother Yashoda's feet are so special. Fall down to the ground. White flowers, jasmine flowers, all these flowers, right? And then at last, Mother Yashoda drops the stick because she doesn't want to make her child so scared, right? And now Mother Yashoda says, I want to put an end to my child's pranks. It's just getting too much, right? Even if, just like we try to discipline our children, we hardly succeed in disciplining our children. Something is there. Every child is there. Every child comes to our pediatric doctor and said, "Sir, कुछ करो ना. मेरा बच्चा इतना hyper है ना, इतना hyper है, बैठता ही नहीं जगह पे." Commonest complaint of the children nowadays is, "मेरा child hyperactive है." Anyway, so it's tough controlling and disciplining our children. Everyone knows that. And so it is also tough disciplining Krishna. Mother Yashoda's technique is, I'm going to bind him now. So she calls for the ropes and she was to bind him. The Ukhal was also party to the crime where he broke the pots of. So he was part of the crime also. So she get the pot, get the ropes. I'm going to bind this because I have so much work to do. I have so much work to do. Today's Diwali. I have so much work pending, right? And then if I'm just going to spend so much time in just taking care of this Krishna who is being all a mess all the time, how will I do all the work I'm supposed to do today? So let me put him to rest now and stop his pranks by binding him. And therefore now she starts her task of binding Krishna. And how very special is this very concept of binding Krishna? Friends, we are called as Baddha Jiva. It is you and me who are already bound. We don't see the chains, we don't see the ropes, but we know that there are invisible ropes called as gunas. Guna means ropes. There is Satoguna, which we aspire to be, at least for some time of the day, and for some time of our lives. The Satoguna will help. Mostly we are troubled by the lower modes, Rajaguna of aspiration, average behavior, rude, rash thinking, uncontrolled senses, unlimited desires to enjoy things of this world, endlessly distracted to temptations brought about by Maya. The passion is so very prominent in this world, and we are completely helpless, like the puppets. Was the puppet in the hand of Krishna, totally, and we are also puppets. It is said we have to be puppets. The acharyas say whether you have to be a puppet in this world, either you're a puppet of Krishna or a puppet of Maya. Prabhupada, being perfectly situated, decides and announces in his song, "The Lord, today I'm at Boston Pier, I'm seeing this skyline of all this dark skyline, all this dirty skyline of Boston, all these high-rise buildings of people who are living in a mode of passion and ignorance, and I'm offering myself to you, my dear." And we also, my dear friends, we are also puppets, helplessly being tossed around like a football who's free to be kicked. Football is kicked by one person, the second person, and third person, fourth person, constantly kicked. So our souls are being kicked and pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed. The kicking of Maya. So if we choose to be like the football and have our freedom, so-called freedom, we are free, but free to do what? Free to be kicked. That will be the puppet in Krishna's hands. Right? So now Krishna has a power to make the whole world bound. Right? We are called by definition as Baddha Jiva, Mukta Jiva. And there is Mukta Jivas and Baddha Jivas. By definition, we are Baddha Jivas. So the person whose illusory energy has the power to bind the entire creation of millions and billions of universes, and each and every entity in these billions of universes are bound by Krishna's one single Bahiranga Shakti. That is the power of Krishna to bind. And who has the power to overcome that? And kiski majal hai. Devi Asaguna Mayi no Maya Duratyaya. Nobody has the power. Mama Maya announced very clearly, you don't have the power to get rid of this illusory energy. I bet you, I challenge you. The walls of the prison are so high, no one has ever escaped the walls of this prison. And that person who is bound, binds the whole world, is himself now getting bound. By what? By ropes. This the Krishna can only be bound in the power of love. Right? But the highest thing in the world, in the school of bhakti, is love. Why? Because it can conquer the inconquerable. Krishna is Ajita, Trailokya Ajita. Nobody in the three worlds can defeat Krishna in anything. Chanur, Mustai, Kamsa, Agasura, Bakasura, Hiranyakashipu, Ravana. Nobody has ever defeated Krishna. Nobody, not a single story of where Krishna was defeated by any demon. Right? He's inconquerable. He's Ajita. But here we find Krishna is defeated. He is bound. He succumbs. He can no longer escape. He's caught. He's caught by. Who now starts putting ropes around Krishna's body. Puts a rope. And this is such a special Lila, right? We all know, we heard it many, many times. Puts a rope around Krishna's belly. Yeah, no problem. Lot of ropes are there. Finds, puts guard again puts a circle around Krishna's belly. And here the process, the endless process of binding just starts. Right? So in Vrindavan, Krishna never reveals his mystic potencies in a gross, obvious way. Like when Vamandev became big, Vamandev was a small child also, just like Krishna's size, he was there. Bali Maharaj's Yagya. But when he was offered to take 3 steps of land, he showed his real Shakti. Who am I? I am Bhagavan. Oh. Ooh. Right? When you go in the flight, sometimes you can remember this. I was flying to Chennai just last week. I was remembering Vamandev. When you are in the flight, they say, then the captain announces that the pilot, we are at 37,000 feet above sea level. Right? So that is just 37,000 feet above sea level, and then everything looks so small and tiny and dot-like. When Vamandev raised his foot, it was covering the middle and lower planetary system. How big must be that foot, right? From the flight of 37,000, imagine a feet millions of times bigger than that height. It can cover the entire middle and lower planetary system. Is 1 feet, huge feet. Other feet is covering the upper planetary system. So when Vamandev comes, when Swayam Bhagavan comes, it is different. But when other Lila avatars come, then they show their obvious manifestation as having Achindya Shakti. But when Krishna comes, he conceals these things to not break the Aishwarya Bhav, to not create any Aishwarya Bhav, because Aishwarya Bhav makes bhakti become shithil, makes it weak, right? And here in Vrindavan, the overwhelming power is Ananya Bhakti, Shuddha Bhakti, which is beyond the Aishwarya Bhakti, right? Aishwarya Bhakti. So here, the power of Mother Yashoda's Bhakti is so great that Krishna dare not show his Aishwarya Bhav here. Dare not show. Because it is just not possible for Krishna to show that. Because there is overwhelming power of the love of Yashoda mind dominating the entire situation. And that's true about everybody in Braja. So Krishna just cannot have the power to show his real Aishwarya nature. Not possible. And sometimes he tries to show that in Chaturbhuj form. In the Rasa Lila, he shows the Chaturbhuj form. It's called Chaturbhuj. He showed his Narayana form. And then the gopis come and said, oh, did you see our Krishna? And said, 4 hands. And then Radharani comes, oh Narayan. You see my dear Krishna. And before Krishna can show the direction, just see Radharani and her bhav of love. That power of Radharani's love is so powerful that Krishna cannot even sustain his Aishwarya nature. And it seems the 2 hands just melted away. Right? So in this way, Mother Yashoda is not able to see anything happening. His belly is not growing. His waist, we know our waist size, and all of us know your waist. I'm sure you know your waist size. And you're all concerned about our waist size is growing and growing and growing. And we are wondering how many inches is going to grow down. You fast, you do nirjal, and you do the intermittent fasting, and this and that. And somehow you want to get the inches down, right? But Krishna is very small inch. It will be a small, like this size. And yet, thousands of ropes are not able to cover them. Why? Because the whole creation lies in Krishna's belly. Vadiyodharayata Vishwasya Dhamne. Vishwasya. The Vishwa is dining is there in Krishna's abdomen. How can you have rope to cover the Vishwa? Not possible. But nothing is changing externally. And she's struggling and struggling. And all the gopis start coming and say, oh, this is a great festival of ropes here. All different colored ropes are there. And they're having a great time. And Mother says, I'm not going to stop. She's determined. Right? She's determined like anything. A devotee never gives up. That never give up attitude comes from Mother Yashoda, I guess. She never gave up. Right? We should never give up. However we may fail in curbing our senses and subduing our mind and consciousness, we may fail many times, but Mother should never give up. We should never give up because Krishna is seeing our efforts. He's seeing our efforts in his mind, and therefore he will definitely give us his grace. And when Mother starts sweating on our forehead, struggling so much. I don't see so much labor on my mother's face. She's tired. She's exhausted. She's sweating. And I'm giving too much trouble to my dear Krishna, to my dear mother. And he just decides, okay, I surrender. And then the moment Krishna surrenders in his heart of hearts, the next rope she ties, now I got it. Ties the rope. Goes to her job, not job, seva. Back to her home. And now Krishna is saying, now what? What? So his Krishna's chanchal nature, one of the Lord's nature is chanchalapati. Lord is chanchalapati. Right? Just like Lakshmi Devi is chanchala. He's a lot of the chanchalapati. So Krishna himself also is chanchala, very chanchal. So he's saying, now what? Okay. So then he just throws himself down and starts crawling out into the courtyard of the Maharaj. And he sees these huge trees, very old trees, very ancient trees. And they've been there for tens of thousands of years. Arjun trees, very deep roots, touching the sky practically. The height was, Krishna remembers. Krishna does many things at one time. His multitasking nature is perfect. When he does something, he has many things in mind to accomplish. Oh, these trees, I remember these trees. They are the trees of Lalakura Manigriv. They are incarcerated there for thousands of years. And Narad Muni has cursed them, but he had cursed them like a blessing so that I can liberate them and again bring them back to pure devotion. Krishna starts rolling in and comes in between the two trees, and he doesn't even push, doesn't even pull. It just touches those trees. It isn't stuck. Krishna can do everything effortlessly. For a Jivatma like us, everything is a struggle. Everything is a struggle. To get up in the morning, starts from the morning itself. You ask yourself in the morning, you will get up at 4 o'clock, 4:30 or 5 o'clock, whatever it is, right? To get in the morning, you need an alarm. It's a struggle to get up out of the bed. It starts from there, right? To earn money is a struggle. To get a healthy child, for a couple to have a baby is a struggle, right? To retain your job is a struggle, right? Everything is a struggle. To maintain your car is a big struggle. Everything is a struggle in this world. Material world means struggle. Hard struggle for existence. Garshati. But Krishna, no. Krishna means no struggle. For Krishna, these trees, no struggle to pull them down. Just touches those trees. Oh, huge crashing, earth-shaking sound, and these huge trees just crash to the ground. And Radha Maharaj is famous for making those sounds. I do not even attempt to make those sounds. He's famous. Whenever he has some things like that, he'll always make this very special sounds of monkeys, sounds of various things he'll do. Right? And that not only entertains us, but also shows how much absorbed he is in those leelas. He's all the devotees awake. Anyway, So the trees fall from the sky, practically huge, and this two demigods, they fall out and start offering prayers of devotion and surrender to the Lord. Right? They were arrogant people. We know their story, right? We won't get into that story now. But yes, they're the price for arrogance. That shows how arrogance keeps us away from Krishna. The thing which makes Krishna, like you have mosquito repellent, right? Repellent. Something which repels, right? Or you have, and like you have two north poles coming together. Right? So having pride is like having coming to Krishna with that two north pole will repel. Right? So pride is something which Krishna cannot entertain with the heart of his devotees. There is no question of pride. Pride has to go off. It's difficult. You know it's difficult. But that's something which we have to really struggle for. It cannot be pride. The only antidote for pride, of course, is humility. Knowing that we are insignificant. So Radha Namara was speaking the other day, I was hearing in Prabhupada signs his letters to us, hundreds of thousands of devotees who got letters from him. Prabhupada writes, "You're insignificant beggar." Right? So if Prabhupada is an insignificant beggar, are we significant? Ask ourselves this question, right? Am I significant? What way am I significant? If Brahma is insignificant person, Dwarka Krishna calls those millions of Brahmas from millions of universes, millions of heads. You know the story. Our Brahma with 4 heads is saying, "My God, millions of heads." So Krishna has this very special LILAs to show us that how we Brahma is insignificant, we are absolutely. So let's not attach any glory to ourselves. We are proud. We are proud. We are unlimitedly proud of Prabhupada. Unlimitedly proud of our beloved spiritual masters, the Parampara Krishna. Proud of our acharyas. We don't take pride in ourselves. Very, very different to Krishna. But anyway, that arrogant made them get intoxicated with pride, and now they're humble. Now everything is sorted. Krishna says, "Okay, you go back to your abodes and continue your service as demigods. Always remember me, never forget me." Right? So we like over. Now this huge sound is there, and everyone just comes running. My God, the whole Vrindavan is practically shaking. Right? Everyone just rushes to the spot because something terrible has happened. Like an earthquake has happened. The trees fell like an earthquake. And then Mother Yashoda comes in. Nanda Maharaj comes and picks up Krishna. Krishna is very Mother Yashoda. She's bound her. Mother Yashoda comes and she's looking at Krishna and she's feeling, "Oh my God, my child would have been crushed to death." Huge trees, such huge trees. Powerful huge trees. And oh my God, what? The very thought that what if my child was crushed, that thought is enough to petrify Krishna with such fear. And she starts crying. Crying, and she's so remorseful, she's so repentant. She did this to Krishna, and she didn't do it happily. Then Krishna was very upset. Right? The whole LILA is there like that, right? So in this month of Kartik, we remember this very fondly. It's called LILA. And we offer, and how do we remember? We sing this song of Satyavati Muni. What a special soul he must have been. This great soul who wrote this song in Bhagavata Purana, just captured, extracted by Nana Shastri Charani can be pronounced. Sadhana Goswami extracted this from Bhagavata Purana and put it in his Hari Bhakti Vilas. Right, and gave purports, descriptions, commentaries to the whole thing. Many acharyas, Chakradipad also, others, they give a lot of data on this, information on this. The essence is that we want to offer this lamb to the Lord. Right? It is not just a ritual. It is the most devotionally performed act. What is the lamb all about? To end with this. what is the lamp all about? The lamp is very significant. Along with the lamp has to be a meditation. Not about 4, 2, 3, 7. It's not all about the circles. No. The circles are important at a particular level, but that's not the essence of what we want. Is an expression of the heart. Everything in bhakti is performed by the body, but supported by the heart. Nothing in bhakti should be done with the body. Nothing, absolutely nothing. Everything done in the body must be accompanied by the bhava. That means bhava means the heart. Right? Krishna bhavanamrita, consciousness. When I say consciousness, means there has to be the heart, because the body has got no consciousness. The hands, this thing the robot can do. Train a robot, we can start doing this. The whole day, the robot can do like this. But it's a robot. It's a dumb fool, right? So we are not supposed to just do this, right? The bhav, the company is this lamp, is the longing to love. The ghee lamp is that flame which is burning, the tip of the wick is an expression of a desire. And what is that desire? The desire, my dear Lord, I want to love you. My dear Lord, I want to serve you. My dear Lord, I want to surrender. That flame represents a desire to love, to serve, and to surrender. The lamp is our lifestyle, a supportive lifestyle. The lamp is, holding the ghee, the wick, right? Made of mud, mud, nicely painted many times. So that lamp is our lifestyle, which supports our acts of devotion. That means everything we do in our life, right? Running of money, taking care of our children, going to school, going to college, doing this, doing that, business, whatever varnashram dharma we are doing, is just the proper patra, which makes our life favorable to the bhakti. The ghee which is put in the ghee lamp, the ghee which you put in is represent, it is personified by the acts of devotion which we do. Ekadashi, Tulsi, which is Bhagavatam, right? We chant our rounds. So all acts of bhakti are like that ghee which supports the flame. And therefore, the more we offer, the more practically the flame will illuminate. So in this way, we are so very blessed, unlimitedly blessed. Prabhupada opened the doors of Vrindavan to all of us. By offering this ghee lamp to the Lord Damodar, Mother Yashoda, the ukhal, and to the rope, Namaste to Dhamne. We are worshipping not just Krishna and Yashoda, we are worshipping also that. When you're offering a lamp, don't forget, you must also worship that rope. Namaste to Dhamne, the brilliant effulgent rope. Dhamne means the rope, right? Tvadiyo Darayata Vishwashadha, worshipping Krishna's beautiful belly, right? So we are so very blessed that she opened the doors of Vrindavan for all of us. So a simple act, as I said before, you cannot access Krishna by jnana, by karma, by yoga. But imagine the power of bhakti and a simple, sincere devotee. Just by taking a simple ghee lamp, will have access, inaccessible, supreme, all powerful, all beautiful Krishna. And Krishna is simply pleased and purchased the devotees offer lamb to love. Of our love of our hearts to Krishna, not just in Kartik, but beyond Kartik as well. And hence, our remembrance of Krishna fortified more, strengthened more, invigorated more, and get regenerated in our bhakti during this month, especially. That is, our rest of 11 months can also go in that mood of enhanced bhakti. Thanks to the Prabhupada and our spiritual masters for bringing us to this wonderful, wonderful pastime to our knowledge. Just be happy and grateful that we are all in Krishna consciousness. Thank you very much. Konkani Samaj, okay.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Prabhuji. Hari Hari Bol. We know that despite of a very, very busy schedule, you were able to come and address to such a small congregation. And we are very thankful to you for that. If with your permission, can we have any questions, Prabhuji, if it's okay?
We can have a few questions.
Yeah. Before the questions come in, Prabhuji, I want to share with all of them that I had an opportunity to have a extempore drama along with you in one of the Kartik Yatras. So that is the reason why my daughter is very, very fond. That I told her that particular Kartik Yatra, Prabhuji had made a drama of Haridas Thakur, and Prabhuji was Haridas Thakur, and we were able. You gave me a role of a person to come and beat Haridas Thakur. So that was what I was sharing with my daughter. And when she saw it on a big screen, she was very, very, very happy to see it on the YouTube, your particular drama. So thank you very much, Prabhuji. Any questions? Yes, Prabhuji, please. Any questions are welcome, please, on Damodar Arti or Damodar Ashtakam, which is based on today's topics.
I'm happy if there are no questions.
Prabhuji, just for your info, we are doing regularly the Damodar Arti on all the occasions. And last year, by grace of Radhakund Prabhuji, many of the initiated devotees took the topic of Damodar Ashtakam, each verse in one of the sessions, one session. So all verses were covered in the last year. But still, as everyone is very, very fond of Damodar Arti every year, and they participate more and more and more and more.
It's one favorite. It's totally ISKCON favorite. Every devotee loves this. Yeah.
Yeah. Prabhuji, we have His Grace Vishwambar Prabhuji to give the vote of thanks. I would welcome Vishwambar Prabhuji to give the vote of thanks. And after that, we will have the Konkani translation of whatever in a summary by His Grace Vipra Sudama Prabhu, once the vote of thanks is done for the benefit of all.
Hare Krishna, Dwarkadish Prabhu. Thank you very much for this coming to session and giving us a wonderful rendition of this Damodar LILA, Prabhuji. So we are hoping that this session should never end, and this will go on and on. We are just fearing that this session is going to end within short time. So it was a very wonderful rendition, Prabhuji. It means actually you made the whole pastime appear in front of us. Actually, it was as if all these pastimes were happening in front of us, Prabhuji. Really, very wonderful rendition. Means if one is very absorbed when you are explaining describing these pastimes, one could feel that all those pastimes are happening. So it's a very, very wonderful, Prabhuji. You explained how Krishna is so special that no one can approach him. Even the intellectual people also cannot approach him, sinful people, karmis, but only the devotees who have pure devotion, they can also approach Krishna. And he said that you also spoke about how Krishna can never be defeated. by anyone. Means we see so many demons coming in Krishna Lila and trying to kill Krishna. But we didn't hear that Krishna is defeated by those demons. He is easily killed them. But we have heard that Krishna is defeated by the by getting defeated by the coward boys. He was playing with them, but he was getting defeated by them. And he was taking pleasure in that, and he was also fearful of Yashoda Mata. And wherever she has a stick in her hand, he becomes very fearful. He is fear personified, but he is getting fearful of Yashoda. So that is the Vatsalya Bhav actually. This which Yashoda, because of that Krishna is getting conquered by Yashoda. So anyone, you also spoke about how offering a lamb to the Lord. It's not just a ritual actually what you are doing. So bodily things actually our efforts are there, but if that is along with that, if that is bhav, then that is very great. So these all things you have explained, Prabhuji, it's very, very beneficial for all of us to hear all these things. And by your presence in the session, Prabhuji, you have really given so much weightage to the session, Prabhuji. Thank you very much. And you have removed your valuable time to come to session. Means you are also wearing so many caps, Prabhuji, like counselor, as a devotee, as a doctor, and so many other caps you are wearing. But your valuable time you have spent, Prabhuji, come and give us this association. We are very, very grateful to you, Prabhuji. And we will in the future also look forward to many such sessions with you, Prabhuji. Thank you very much.
Thank you. So can I go offline? Can I go offline with the permission? Is all right?
There's one question, if you are okay to take it up. Very quick one, very one line answer. Why Damodar Arati is done only in Kartik? Can one do it regularly at home?
Yeah. The answer is of course. The answer is of course. One word answer. Of course. Right? It is like you have a sale. You can buy a cloth any part of the year, no? But you then in Diwali day you go buy even more cloth because it's available on a sale. So this is like a sale of bhakti. Bhakti ka sale ho raha hai. Krishna is giving himself more freely in this month, and therefore we want to capture him even more. But he has the same Krishna available all the time also. So let's take and all your sale probably makes you understand.
Thank you very much, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, with your permission, I have a very special guest with me. So if you are okay, I'll just ask Prabhuji to say Hare Krishna. Prabhuji is from Mayapur. His Grace Prabhamukta Nimai Prabhuji. He's here today in Rakal Krishna Desh. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Bo.
Hare Krishna. So I met you, Prabhuji, in hospital. In 2015, I was admitted. I was in Vidyapit. So I got jaundice hepatitis at that time. So you are my doctor. Yeah.
Fortunate to serve you.
Yeah, Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Please welcome to Mayapur, Prabhuji.
Hope everything well with you.
Yeah, everything is fine, Prabhuji. Please come to Mayapur.
Okay. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Shri Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Hare
Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Sri Dwarkadish Prabhuji ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna. Over to you, Viprasudama Prabhuji. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. संक्षिप्त रूपारी द्वारकाधीश प्रभून सांगितले एक 3-4 मिनिट भितर रिकॅप करू ट्राय करता द्वारकाधीश प्रभून भारी खुशी झाली की आमच्या समाजाचे एक ग्रुप आसा आणि आम्ही पुराजन मेळलो अशी ते भक्तीचे कार्यान तू भाग घेता आसती म्हणून आणि त्या सांगले विषय की प्रभुपाद स्वाम्यान एक कॉमन गोल म्हळ्यार कॉमन एक केंद्रारी खंयचे समाज आसल्यारी एक ओट्टू जावस्त असले एक कार्य करून दाखयलेलो आसा की मस्त सकट विषय आसा संसाराचो खंयचो वर्ण जाल्यार देवाल आणि देवाल प्रीती अशी आसा की ते शाश्वत जावन आसा आणि त्या प्रकारारी हे एक विशयार खंयचेय समाज ओट्टू जाता म्हळ्यार तो एक व्हड विषय म्हणून तांणी सांगितले मागीर दोन्ही विषय तांगेले आयज टॉपिक कार्तिका विषय अशें दामोदर लीला विषय आणि सांगलें की ह्या समयारी वृंदावनांत तूं लक्षिकटल्यान जे ओट्टू जाता ती देवाला आराधन करच्याक वृंदावनांत म्हणून सांगलें आनी हे प्रभुपाद स्वाम्यानच एक प्रकार तांगेलें तांगेली ती एक शक्ती आशिल्ली तांगेली भक्ती हितू की सगळे एक विश्वास जेन्ना वृंदावना येवन पावस कशी केल्या म्हणून आनी तांणी पाश्चात्य देशा वचचे पयलीं पूण तांणी वृंदावनांत आशिल्ली ती जाल्यार पाश्चात्य देश गेल्यार तांणी सांगलें की वृंदावन तांणी सोणी कसलें की वृंदावन तांगे हृदया भितरी आशिल्लें त्या वृंदावन तांणी एक्चुअली केन्ना सोणी तांणी वृंदावन खंय वता आशिल्लीं तांणी तांगे हृदयान ते वृंदावन घेवन वता आशिल्लीं ती म्हणून तांणी तशें सांगलें मागीर दामोदरा विशयी सांगताना तांणी पळयलें की तांणी डॉक्टर जावन आसा ती आनी हॉस्पिटलांत काम करताना थंय तांगेलो हॉस्पिटलांतूय एक देवस्थान आसलें आनी पुरा जन येवन तांगेले येता ते दामोदराक एक सांग रुपार ते एक आरती करता आसता ती नर्स की पेशंट की म्हणून ताका तांकां मन ना दिसलें की कसं ना बाई इतलें स्पेशल म्हणून इतले जनान येवन ते प्रितीन ते देवाक आराधन करचें कशें की एक स्पेशल आसता म्हणून कसं न्ही ते भक्तीची इतले एक व्हड विशय आसता कार्तीक म्हयन्यांत म्हणून मागीर हें सांगून जातरी तांणी लिलाचें वर्णन सुरू केलें सकाळी फुडें यशोदा माईक ती पद्मगंधा म्हणून ते 10 स्पेशल गाय आसता ती तांगेली दूध तीन हाजेर रान्नीर दवरलेलें हून करच्याक तेन्ना कृष्ण येवन सांगता की म्हाका म्हळ्यार दाखयत कृष्ण अशींची संकेत करून की म्हाका दूध पिवचें आसा म्हणून तेन्ना यशोदा कृष्णाक दूध पिवच्याक घेवन बसता म्हणून सांगिल्लें आसा जाल्यार तें दूध पिवचें आसतना तें रान्नीर दवरलेलें दूध हून जावन ते म्हळ्यार बॉयल जाता म्हणटा सांगता ते आनी यशोदा दिसता की हांव तें दूध तें पडटलें म्हणून ताका ती कृष्णा तोकू दवरून धांवन वता तें दूध रान्नीर दोखून काडचे खातीर म्हणून मागीर तांणी सांगलें की हें लिलाचें वर्णन इतलें चंद कोन्न कितले व्हड भक्तान सांगिल्लें आसा ते साधारण दूध न्ही ते वृंदावनाचें ते दुधाकूय चेतना शक्ती आसा म्हणून म्हळ्यार ते दुधा दिसता की कृष्ण यशोदा माई दूध पिता आसा आमगेल कसं जावं की ना तसलें म्हणून ताका तांणी एक म्हणटात पण आत्महत्या करचें तें आयदनां दुखून भायर पडचे प्रयत्न करता ती म्हणटा म्हळ्यार दुधांतूय चेतना शक्ती आसता म्हणून जाल्यार कृष्णान यशोदान चमकल सिता कृष्णाक तोगू दवरल सिता कृष्णाक कोप येता ताका भूक लागिली आनी तो मागीर मुखारसून वचून तें दही हें उखळ म्हणून तांणी सांगिल्लें की ताजेन तो तें मातेच तें आयदन खंयच्यान तूं पुराय लोणी दवरलेलें तें भेतूचें सूर करता म्हणून सांगिल्लें आसा आनी भेतू न्हू मस्तकड मांकड म्हळ्यार तांचे वानर तांणी रामायणान तागेली सेवा केलेली तांचे वानरांची सेवा कृष्ण तांकां लोणी दिवन करता म्हणून तांणी सांगिल्लें यशोदा कळटा की कसं की एक विंगड जत्ता आसा म्हणून ती वासरे देखून भायर येताना पळयता इतलें पुराय भेतून घालिल्लें आसा मांकड पुरो लोणी खाता आसा ती जाल्यार कृष्णा धरू धांवता म्हणून सांगिल्लें आसा मागीर तांणी एक सांग सेंटेन्स रुपार सांगलें की व्हड राक्षस म्हळ्यार कालियावंत आसलें कितले व्हड शक्ती आशिल्ली तांणी कितले फास्ट धांवल्यार वेगीत धांवल्यार कृष्णा धरू जायना व्हड योगी कोणाले कर्मयोगी ज्ञान योगी कितले शक्ती आशिल्ले जनाकय कृष्णा धरू जायना कृष्णा धरू जाता म्हळ्यार तांणी सांगलें ती एक निर्मल जावन आशिल्ली प्रिती ताजेन कृष्णा धरू जाता म्हणून आनी यशोदा कृष्णान मागची धांवन वचून ताका धरू प्रयत्न करता आनी ते यशोदा मागीर किर्ती पळोवन तिगेले मात्याच फूल वय तिगेले मात्ते आमगे लायकी ना की तिगेले मात्यार बसचें आमी तिगेले चरण कमलार पडुका म्हूण ते फूल तिगेले मात्यार दुखून उड्डून पांयार पडटा ती म्हूण तांणी अशें वर्णन करून सांगिल्लें आनी कृष्ण एक प्रकारारी भयान आवसूक पळोवन रडू सूर करता म्हणून सांगिल्लें आसा म्हळ्यार आनी मागीर तांणी सांगलें की आमी पुरा बद्ध जीव आसा ती म्हळ्यार आमी संवसारांत माया शक्तीन मम माया दुरत्य आमकां बांदून घालेलो आसा देवान म्हणून सांगिल्लें आसा म्हळ्यार सगळें विश्वाक बांदितलो मनशाक विश्वाक बांदितलो देवाक कोणेय बांदूचें जाता कृष्ण अजित म्हणून तांणी सांगलें व्हड राक्षस कोण कृष्णाक पराजीत करूचे प्रयत्न केला जायना तांकां जाल्यार तो पराजीत जाता यशोदा माईले प्रितीन निर्मल प्रितीन भक्तीन आनी कशी पुणी कोण बांदिता म्हणून सांगिल्लें आसा आनी मागीर मुखार तुमी सांगलें की तांणी भायर वचून एक 2 अर्जून रुखां पाडयता आनी तांचो दोखून नळकुवेर आनी मणिगिरी भायर येता ती तांगे लिलेन तांणी सांगलें की तांगेलें एक गर्वाचें अहंकारा निमित्त तांगेलें पतन जालें ताकाची गर्व अहंकार आसल्यार ते भक्तीन तूं मुखारसून वचचें सोडना म्हणून तांणी सांगिल्लें सो तांणी हें सांगताना सांगलें की यशोदा माईन बांदूचे प्रयत्न करताना की कितले कृष्ण तागेले लीला शक्ती म्हळ्यार एक सान चरडा म्हणके करून दाखयत आशिल्लो तागेले अद्भुत लीला दाखयना तागेले बांदूचे प्रयत्न करताना आणि बांधून घेवची पशी पुढे कितले की पुरा कापड दोरी पुरा हाडटा ती जाल्यार ते नुप्र जगता म्हूण तशें सांगिल्लें त्या वेळी तांणी एक सांगलें की देव कशें सांगिल्लें अद्भुत लीला दाखयता म्हूण आनी तांणी लास्टार एक पॉयंट सांगलें की आयचे कार्तिक महिन्याचे होड एक विषय म्हळ्यार आमी दामोदर अष्टकम म्हणचें खंयचें आमी सांगता आसता करता सत्यवती मुनीन पळयलें आनी तांणी सांगलें ते खाली एक भायचे दृश्टीन एक दिवो अशी गुंडोच्या म्हणके दिसचे पुरो आरती केल्या म्हणके जे तांतूं एक व्हड विशय आसा तो दिवो म्हळ्यार तांणी सांगलें एक प्रकार आमगेलें जीवनशैली आनी तांतूं भितर आशिल्लें तूप ते आमी कशें करचें ते भक्ती कार्य करचें ताजें प्रतीक म्हणून सो आमी ते तूप आनी आमगेली जीवनशैली भक्ती जीवनशैली भितर आमी ते भक्ती स्तूप तुपाच ते कार्य करता ती तेन्ना ते एक ताका एक उजवाड येता पळय ते आमगे हृदयपूर्वक जावन अशी भक्ती ते म्हूण सांगिल्लें आसा ते खाली एक भायचे दृश्टीन एक गुंडोच मात न्ही मात ते आमगेले प्रितीचे एक लक्षण ते आमी आरती करता ना आनी तांणी लास्ट ते क्वेश्चनार सांगिल्लें की ते केन्नाक येता जाल्यार कार्तिक म्हयन्यांत म्हळ्यार एक सेला म्हणटेची म्हूण म्हळ्यार एक विशेष रुपारी तांणी ताचे एक अनुभव करून भक्तीचे आनी ते चांग रुपारी जल तितले चेड कोर येता म्हूण हरे कृष्ण मुरलीधर म्यूट आसा ती मुरलीधर प्रभू सो आयची सेशन तशी हांगा कन्क्लूड करूया पुराजनाक धन्यवाद आसा आयचे सेशना खातीर आमी नेक्स्ट सेशनान तूं मेळया मुरलीधर प्रभू कृष्णास्टरी त्या ग्रुपारी अनाउन्समेंट घालतलो वांचा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः हरे कृष्ण राधाकुंड प्रभू तुमकां कसं सांगचे आस की हरे कृष्ण कंक्लूड करूया नेक्स्ट सेशन आम्ही पुराजन मेळया हरे कृष्ण धन्यवाद